Hello, and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. So the situation hasn't really changed much since the last video update. Bitcoin continues to hover in the support area, but the only change since the last update that's happened now is that the price is now consolidating somewhat below the blue trend line here, which is not so important, but obviously it's a bit of a sign of weakness. There is no clear microstructure in this decline, but so far the price hasn't done really anything surprising, because after we saw that expected fifth wave to the upside in wave 1 in the white scenario, which completed possibly a leading diagonal, or in the A wave, because also A waves can be 5 waves, yeah. We have seen a very sharp rejection from our resistance area, so from that previous swing high that formed here around the 15th, 14th of October, and from the 50% retracement level. So a very, very, important, resistance, you could say. And so we have seen a relatively sharp pullback, and that is not necessarily, that is not necessarily unusual, because once a so-called leading diagonal pattern is complete, normally you would expect a sharp pullback. We had that recently on the Ethereum chart. However, that was after the September low, but obviously on the Ethereum chart, what could have been a wave 2 broke support because of the 10th of October flash crash, which affected the entire sector. Not only that, also the stock market was affected, not that much though. So we are basically still in that support area. I haven't got a clear, let's say, as I said, microstructure, and the levels remain unchanged. So 105,825 to 108,772 are basically the levels that matter now. The next support is at 107,547. This is the level that Bitcoin is just above now. It is the level below which the price consolidated throughout Saturday, the 18th, and Sunday, the 19th, just to then break above it, on Sunday, and to form that wave move up. I mean, it's a questionable 5-wave move. However, I interpret it that way because on many other charts I also see at least questionable 5-wave structures, like for example on the Doge chart, on the Solana chart, on the Ethereum chart. So we can interpret them like that. And also Tau, as you know, Tau has also formed 5 waves. So it's something to track, something to be aware of, but maybe to approach with caution, because what we haven't seen yet is a reaction to the upside, which is impulsive. So that means if we call this 5 waves up in wave 1, then the next move up should either be a C wave, which could be an impulse in a larger B wave, or it could be a third wave that might take us closer to all-time highs again, which could then also be a bit longer than a C wave. And but for now, there is no evidence that this is playing out. I mean, there is no reaction. There is no evidence that the support area holds. Let's call it like that, because I would need to see at least a reaction, a bullish engulfing candle, something like that, which would suggest that we have started the next move up. So that will be the focus for today. If we break support, I mean, other interpretations can be valid here. For example, it's even possible to call it some kind of a triangle pattern, which would then lead to another low, maybe. That's possible. But the triangle is very questionable. It can always be that this here is all just a consolidation pattern, and maybe this 4th wave is still extending. So I just want to highlight, should we break below 105,825, I think either wave B has topped, but it would still be a fairly weak B wave, especially compared to the depth and the duration of the A wave, or this 4th wave somehow still unfolds and we get just another low, which again wouldn't be a major issue, it wouldn't be a major problem, but it just means be ready, we could still get that one more low that takes us to 98.5K. It's just what it is. So The reason why I say this is we haven't got a clear reversal pattern. It's a somewhat questionable and ugly 5-wave move that I think we should honor, but we can't trust it. So this would be the area to watch today. If the bulls are serious, they should turn up here today or tomorrow. As long as the support holds, this remains a plausible interpretation, and even in a broader B wave. Yeah. So yeah, that's the update on Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, make sure you also follow us on X for additional charts, updates, and news. And I'll leave a link for you guys in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.